Michael is sent to Texas to stop the Stones from causing a turf war via illegal sales of weapons with an assault rifle that are manufactured legally, that is slowly pushing the Lagunas out of the city. As with past Knight Rider episodes, the scenario of Michael going undercover for the greater good is not uncommon, so the idea of him posing as a weapons collector suits the means of the story. KITT does not have as much dialogue in this episode, which bothers me a lot, as we were getting to see the car a little more humanized, and now he's just there. I appreciate some stories require to pay closer attention to sensitive aspects, but it just felt like he was downgraded a little. The part of Angie taking the money out from underneath Michael as a means of escaping to a new life and escaping the turf war madness doesn't really surprise me, as most people that are in situations that seem hopeless grab an opportunity with both hands when it's seemingly gift-wrapped for them. The third act with the Stones versus the Lagunas is like watching a mini action movie with so much gunfire and Michael and KITT doing as only they know best to defuse the situation. Mary McCusker does her job well as Angie and really sells the desperation angle of wanting to see her and Roberto live a happier life. I like Sam Valhos, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Very calm and sober approach as Father Carlos Laguna, who just wants an end to the violence in Houston. The chemistry between David and Edward continued to improve, as although they gave the usual jab at each other, there is this sense of bonding and greater respect for each other forming. Especially when Devon shows great concern for Michael when he is informed that Emil Pavlon escaped from Guatemala prison. Daniels does well for the limited dialogue that he's given to work with as KITT, and shows the Trans Am's ever-evolving personality that is becoming more human-like and less childlike than what he was from Night of the Phoenix, especially with the way he's practicing his Spanish. Really love the cowboy-esque feel with this episode, with this story set in Houston, Texas. Here come the discrepancies. Whilst KITT is on the back of the truck, we see Michael getting out of the door, and in the next shot he's climbing out of the window? Similar continuity fail occurs when Angie is seen in the passenger side, and then she's seen exiting the driver door. At a wedding scene, the truck that approaches the Trans Am with armed men, KITT races in and takes numerous shots from the men. The squibs are more than apparent on the passenger side before the bullet even hit the car. Although this is the first episode where KITT's iconic 3-bar voice modulator is introduced, the driverless car that moves shows the red square voice box used in previous episodes as opposed to his new voice box. Just before the ending sequence, Michael presses turbo boost instead of pursuit when racing Mean Machine. And just as a side note, this is the second episode to feature the Beverly Garland Hotel. It's a little bit of a continuity fail with this because that is in Los Angeles and this episode was set in Houston, Texas, and as mentioned, they had already used this hotel in Forget Me Not. Overall, for the first episode written by Robert Foster, who had taken over as executive producer after Larson had fulfilled his commitment, I would say the transition was smooth and I enjoyed the changes to KITT with his voice box changed to his prominent 3-bar voice modulator and the fact that this would set the tone for many episodes to come. Until next time, good night from the night.